Hi there, my name is Gabriela Fernandez and I'm going to show you my Tableau 2 project. So for this project, we're giving a data that consists of a country, which is only United States, the different regions, the different states, the zip codes, the city, the sales dates, that includes years 2018 and 2019, the departments, which are fishing, jet boats, and cabin cruisers, the different items of those departments, the sales and the profits. For this first worksheet, I used a simple bar chart that includes the sales, the different departments, cabin cruisers, fishing, jet boats, and over here in the bottom, the different items. And this is pretty cool. You can see if you click on or just put the cursor over the bars, you can see the name of the item, the sales, and the different departments. So over here from this worksheet, I could perceive that the nitro item from the fishing department was doing very, very well in profits. Then number two was the Princecraft from also the fishing department. And over here, the Duckworth of jet boats department. And this second worksheet, instead of the sales, I put the profits so that I was only checking on if there was a negative profit or if there was an item that was selling pretty good but not doing as good in the in matters of profits. And I kept the same visualization because it's very, it's easier to compare if the two worksheets are showed, the same kind of like layout, and it only changes like the information. In this case, over here the sales, and then over here the profits. So in this one, I could perceive like the even that Nitro was selling way better, and it's better in profits, but this Princecraft was doing slightly better in terms of, I could say, markups or other reasons. But if you see here, this distance is kind of like, it's very, very close. They're very, very close. So this Princecraft for me was doing actually way better in profits, even though this Nitro, in terms of numbers, was doing very good in both sales and profits. In this one, though, I wanted to include some location perspective. So over here I included the regions. So you have Central, East, South, and West. And what's cool about this is like it has the same logic. If you put the cursor over the different bars, which are the items, different items, you can see the region, the sales, and the name of the item. So you can see what items sold the most in which region. And you can analyze it a little bit better. So over here, generally, the West has better performance in sales. You can see that most of the bars are kind of like higher. At least this Nitro bar. So I guess that the item Nitro sells very, very well in the West, as well as in the other different regions, except the South. Which is more like the Princecraft, so you can have a better idea what the items that sell the most in the different regions. So after getting a picture of how are the sales acting in the different regions, I wanted to include it maybe in a map so that it's easier to visualize. So over here I created this map, and if you put the cursor over the different states, you can see the profits and the sales and the states. You can just go over to see which state did, really good, which state did not so good. And I also use a gradient. That's going to be over here. I think my face is in it, but I included like a little gradient so that the darker the color, the darker the blue is like the most profits and sales. So California looks like, was in the top of the game. The New York State did pretty good as well. Connecticut over here, it's really hard to put it, but Connecticut over here, and Texas. Surprisingly for me, and I guess like for more people, I don't know, Florida was not among the best sellers, and that really shocked me. Whenever I think about jet boats and cruisers, I always think about Florida for some reason. Um, so that was really weird that Florida did not good as well as expected. Um, so over here I included this spark line, and I wanted to show a different visualization and also a different context. So in this case, I wanted to include some dates in it. I wanted to see, how the sales behaved throughout the year. And you can see big spikes over here in February and April. And then after April, it just goes really, really down. And then it starts picking back up after July. Um, I don't know what the reason might be. Um, maybe it's because, I don't know, more people are interested in buying it in February and April when, spring is getting there, and then they enjoy, people that wanted to buy it from spring, they just bought it, and then it goes back up again after July. So I don't know the reasons of it, but that's what the data is telling me. So in this dashboard, I wanted to include two of my worksheets. One of them was the sales and profits by states and the sales by month. And over here, it's interactive, so you can, if you click a specific state, it will give you the behavior of the sales of that state throughout the year, which is pretty cool. You can, if you are a marketing department or sales department, management department, and you work with the state, you can see how your state is doing in sales, and then you can pick the pertinent activities to put the sales back up, or whatever strategy you want to put. So this is how it looks. It's pretty cool. I love this feature a lot. Yeah, you can see that there are a lot of weird scenarios in here. Like this one. Let me see. I think it was, yeah, the state of Wyoming. Something really weird happens here, peculiar, I must say. So the only month that anything was sold was in February, and the sales were 94,000 162 and 79 cents. That's pretty odd to me. I guess that the information, well, it was in the directions of the assignment. It said that the information wasn't clean, or it may have some mistakes. I guess this is one of them, because there's no way that in only 1 month you can do this much of the sales. But yeah, so you can see how are the sales behaved, in the different months. Yeah, this one, South Dakota also does the same thing. So it sells in February, and it doesn't sell anything until December. I found that pretty odd. So if I was the real data analyst for the company, I would suggest just looking into these two states, because the information is not right. So over here in the story, I included all my worksheets. So over here, the first one, which is like the sales, over here the profits, and I included in this little box in each one of them what I wanted to show and what I found. So over here, sales by region, sales and profits by states, sales by months, and then the sales and behavior in each state. So overall, I think that if we use, for example, the sales by month, let me just put it when. So if we use, for example, the sales by month over here, let me just take it off. Okay, if we use it, for example, the sales by month, I don't know, if I was the marketing agent, I would suggest that maybe for this month, just creating some promotions or marketing better the products that are not, selling a lot. If you have a tendency of the sales to lower in this month, it's, usually you can better advertise it or create some incentives that, people are more likely to buy the products in those months. That's one of the things that I wanted to point out. Also, you can see that, of course, the states that are closer to the waters are the ones that are selling more these types of items, which is pretty logical, because why would someone in Iowa or Nebraska or South Dakota want a boat if there's no water around? So maybe just like there's no negative profits, so I guess that, you could just keep it the way it is and just try to incentivize people in buying it in low months. That can work. Or you can just also focus on the cities or states that are closer to the water, which are more likely to have items like this. The other thing that it can also be done is to look over those states that are kind of like weird looking in terms of sales. Like, let me just put it over here. So like the Wyoming state, or the South Dakota that we're just only selling in one specific month. I would just look into that data a little bit more because it may have an accuracy, it may not be accurate. So for the data to be correctly analyzed, you have to show the closest thing to reality. So I would suggest just looking into those states, the Wyoming and the South Dakota state. And working with the Tableau project, I really, really loved it. I learned a lot. I had no idea about it until I was doing this project, and it was pretty interesting. It is definitely a very smart software. You don't have to, know a lot of like data analysis or anything. It just does it for you pretty much. You just have to look into specific things. And it's really, really easy to work with it. You just have to like drag and drop different items, and basically it constructed it for you. So I'm really happy about this software. I think I would love to work with it in my future, my professional environment. I think it will be very, very helpful. It's definitely a very helpful tool. So this concludes my project and this presentation. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this is interesting, or I hope you can find something helpful out of it. I definitely recommend working with it. It's really, really cool. Thank you so much.